Gotham Baroness and Grace's Shout. Green light. Set to go. They're ready. Race 2. Racing slow to begin there, Aston Tango going faster. Beauty out in the centre, trying to drive lead, going through George's Fancy. Now Aston Tango recovered brilliantly, and the favourite dashed away to the back straight, about 6 in front. George's Fancy second, 4 or 5 lengths away, then third. At the moment, Gotham Baroness, and they were followed then by Grace's Shout. Then came Webley Hawk, followed by Manila Dusk, and well back in the race there, Bearish. Coming to the turn, though, it's all Aston Tango. It's bolted clear over George's Fancy, followed by Gotham Baroness and Grace's Shout. Aston Tango recovered brilliantly after that slow getaway to win it easily from George's Fancy third. Gotham Baroness was there, followed by Manila Dust, Bearish, Grace's Shout. And near the tail of the field here would have been Resputia. And the time is showing around 29.96.
Pretty straightforward watch there for Aston Tango supporters. She was well away, and she's been able to find the top there running through the first turn. There was a bit of a mix-up behind her, and she found herself 4 or 5 in front, Patch, and it was pretty much academic from there. It
was academic from then onwards, but I thought she was pretty lucky because in the position that we've got here trackside, she was poor to begin, one of the poorest of the race. Then there was a bit of drama on her inside, so they've hit the beam for the first time at 5.19, which won't lead any other race here at the Meadows throughout tonight, you would have thought. So she was quite fortunate. There was that shuffle up. She stayed off the track, as we touched on in the lead-up, and that allowed her to find the top. And yeah, she was lucky in the end, but she's done exactly what she can do. She's gone a little bit slower than what she did to qualify for the final, but understandable given she began so poorly.
Yeah. The 5 just stepped straight across her, and she was actually lucky that she missed it a bit because she was able to basically go back out and around him.
It's funny how that happens at times. You sort of rely on one to begin so well, and if they did do what they always can do, and this is where the head-on vision is absolutely terrific. Cuts right across.
Straight across.
She begins well. That's a big hip and shoulder.
Absolutely. I'd say its chances over had she have stepped as she normally does, Patch.
Because he's the one that's caused the issues down here on the inside. The red wants to get off a little bit. And it's an absolute traffic jam.
That head-on shows it up perfectly. Why us form boffins carry on the way we do about greyhounds, box manners at box rise. And look, okay, we're not always right. You know, Aston Rupee, we know always steps right, and you know, Gypsy Bun, we know always steps left. We get to know these characteristics of dogs, Patch. They don't always begin as well as they should, but they generally still do the same thing whether they go left or right.
Yeah, exactly right. And we've seen a lot of data over the past 12 months get published about greyhounds, especially the 2 city tracks, and how much ground they actually cover. And people will often say that, well, this dog covered whatever, 10 metres further than anything else. If it doesn't do that next time, then it's going to run a better time or so and so. You can't say that because often they're running that extra ground because it's just what they do. And they're going to do it every week.
Not only that, I mean, quite often they're covering that extra ground to get away from trouble elsewhere on the track, Patch. So had they have gone, you know, close to the rail, they may well have found trouble. Look, it's a point that's been debated in horse racing and now in greyhound racing that we now have GPS. But look, like all stats, Patch, you know, you can chop them up a million different ways.